What's up? So over a long period of time I always try to get a really nice and compact setup for my R5, and in most cases I use the camera in combination with the RF35mm or the 24-105 f4 or the 70-200 2.8. And I always said that I don't want to add too much weight to it because it's always annoying if you have to carry a ton of things with you for your next photo or video session, so that's why I never bought a lot of accessories for it. But yeah, in the last couple of weeks I started to think about the question, what if it would be better to add something to your setup that makes your whole complete shooting workflow way easier. And yes, since I had the chance to check out the BG-R10 battery grip on a couple of photo sessions, I decided to order one for myself as well. And exactly that's why I want to talk about the pros and cons of this battery grip, so you can decide if it is a great addition for your R5 or R6 or if it is not. And first let's start with one of the biggest downsides of the battery grip, the weight. Because yes, this battery grip adds an additional 400 gram without any batteries to your overall setup. Yes, of course, first that sounds not that much, but the weight of the R5 is around 700 gram, and let's say you mount the good old 70-200 2.8 IS2 on it, you add another 1.5 kilogram. So your overall setup now weighs around 2.6 kilogram, and you will notice that if you carry this over a long period of time. And that was one of the main reasons why I always said that I want to avoid any huge additional accessories, because you simply don't have to worry about the weight at all. So yeah, before you buy this battery grip, I highly recommend to think about the weight and if it is actually not a huge problem for your workflow over a long period of time. But now let's switch to some reasons why I think the battery grip is great, and the first reason is one of the most obvious reasons: additional batteries. Normally you just use one battery and you always have to switch it as soon as it runs out of power, and for me that never was a huge problem because it's not that much work and the battery life of the R5 is in my opinion really good. But especially if you take photos of a long period of time, switching batteries can be a problem. Let's say you take photos of a wedding and you miss a shot just because you need to switch batteries. That's just bad. And especially in these situations you can't switch off your camera all the time because if something happens you need to be quick, and that's why it's great to avoid the problem at all. If you use the BG-R10 you can use 2 batteries, and that's a lot of time to get the best shots. On top, since I'm using the battery grip, I don't have to check the battery that often anymore because I know it just works, and that alone is great because you can easily set your focus on taking photos instead. So yeah, having this extra battery makes things way much easier. Another reason that we need to talk about is all about additional buttons, and yes, this is absolutely fantastic. If you take a look at it, you can see that Canon simply added all kind of buttons that you need to make it as easy as possible for you to shoot portraits. In my opinion, especially the additional joystick, shutter button and wheels are just awesome, and as soon as you start to use these additional buttons you don't want to miss them anymore. Another great reason is that, especially if you're someone like me who really likes to switch between portraits and landscapes a lot, it's just great because you don't have to use any uncomfortable hand movements or stuff like that. The only thing that could have been better is the placement of the multi-controller button. In my opinion it would be better if Canon would place it right here, but maybe they did that to avoid any unexpected changes while taking photos. But yeah, however, that's not a huge deal for me because it's still easy to use. And last but not least, what I really like is that the battery grip adds some additional grip as well, so more space to hold and use the camera. And I personally always like the 1DX or R3 layout because as soon as your hands are a little bit bigger, you can easily run into problems if your camera is too small. And exactly that's why this additional grip is perfect, because it makes the whole basic handling of the R5 way easier for me. So yeah, if you like the layout of the 1DX or R3 as well, you will love the BG-R10 battery grip because it gives this R5 or R6 the additional push in that direction. And the last aspect that we need to talk about is the price. And yes, for around $300 you can get one of them here for your R5 or R6, and I think that's a lot of money for a grip that adds some more flexibility to your workflow. But in the end I actually need to say that the BG-R10 is just great. The whole workflow is way easier, the handling of the R5, which is even without the grip great, becomes even better, and the whole battery life is perfect on top. The only huge downside is the additional weight, but in my opinion that's absolutely worth it. So if you take a lot of photos handheld and if you like the run and gun setup to take a lot of photos or to record videos, you can easily check out the BG-R10 because it's actually a great addition for your R5 or R6. So, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.